Hi girls, it's Kiara, Mrs. Project Bib here,
and Mr. Project Bib in the house. What's up, ladies?
Mr. Project Bib, Jason, is going to be guest starring on Things This Week, episode number 4.
It's exciting.
Now, before I begin, disclaimer, I know, I am a bit behind on my videos. I apologize.
Yikes. You call like 8 episodes behind?
I think I'm like 7, or I think...
Sorry, Lisa. I'm on her, girl. I'm on her.
He is on me, girl.
TTW. I'm all about it.
I think we're on, I think tomorrow, this was recorded on Sunday, October 14th? Yes. I think tomorrow will be TTW episode number 7. So, anyways, this is episode number 4, and the questions that Lisa gave for us this episode were the following. 1, how did you get engaged? And tell us your story. Number 2, what are the 3 biggest turnoffs that you find in a man/woman? And question number 3, if you could have anyone play you and your lover in a movie, who would those people be? So I thought for question number 1...
I'm staying tuned for that last question. I'm curious. I want to see who Kiara thinks is going to play me. I already know who she's going to play her. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. I thought for question number 1, it'd be really nice to have Jason and I tell you girls our story of how we got engaged, because the way we got engaged was almost a very collective effort. It was very...
There was some teamwork happening.
There was some teamwork happening, so...
Like always, we're pretty good teammates.
Yeah, when you're dealing with all the crap that...
Infertility.
Hey! Marfan syndrome.
Shout out. Medical alert bracelet. Check it out. It's my bling.
So, I thought, what better person to share one of the most happiest and perfect days in my life with the love of my life. So, yeah, it is pretty sweet.
It is pretty fucking sweet.
But I was going to say something and you interrupted me. Anyway, so,
this is gonna be a long video.
This is going to be a long video.
Popcorn,
so, get your popcorn, stay, relax, and we hope that you enjoy our engagement party. Or, sorry.
This is a party. Oh, yeah. Shit. Party's going down.
We hope that you enjoy our engagement story. So I guess let's take you back to around November or winter of 2010. At that point in our relationship, we were 8 years together, and we had just found out in September that Jason was diagnosed with Marfan syndrome. And we were genetically counseled as to how Marfan syndrome would affect family planning. So we were, needless to say, pretty bummed. Now at this point, girls, I had no idea that I even had endometriosis. So dealing with the fact that Jason had Marfan syndrome and we were genetically counseled about having a family, which we've always wanted, it was just it was a pretty hard time for us.
I'm not gonna lie, it sucked.
It sucked. Sorry.
We don't need a lot of words here.
No, we don't. It sucked. Okay. So, anyways,
so let's break it down.
Yeah, we were feeling
sucky,
depressed, and terrible, and we were like, you know what? We've been together for 8 years.
Let's do this.
Yeah, we got our education. We put career first. It was time to take our beautiful relationship to the next level.
That means we'd get a ring.
That's right. And there was a specific ring that I wanted. I am Latina. Well, I'm half Latina, half Italian.
Me too.
I've always wanted a gold. Really. He is not. He is white. Gringo. White. So,
I look a bit Latin. Look, though. No?
No.
No?
You cook. Like, he cooks.
It's true.
Like,
I make him mean black beans.
Black beans.
That's true. Kiara's mom's jealous. I'm just saying.
She is.
I'm going to put it out there.
Anyway,
maybe she'll see this.
Maybe. She will.
Bonnie Love?
She does.
This is for you.
Okay. So we, now you just threw me off.
I didn't throw you off. So what we were doing is we were depressed.
Yeah.
And we were like, you know what would cheer us up? A little bit of a ring.
Yeah. We deserve it. We've been together for 8 years, put ourselves through school, had jobs. We're dealing with Marfan syndrome. It is time to take the relationship to the next level. So there was a specific ring I wanted. I wanted a gold ring. I've always wanted gold. I love how the way gold looks on me. And
also, you probably wanted a diamond on top of it.
I did. I wanted a diamond ring on top of it. So we decided to do my ring shopping together.
We did.
So
like we do everything. We always usually do everything together, so this was no different for us.
Yeah, and I at this point, girls, we were 8 years together. I didn't wanna. I mean, sure, I didn't want like a big surprise or anything. I was just like, you know what? I would just be so
That's what
content.
you said.
That's what I said, but stay tuned. I was just so content to have a ring. So I remember the day that we actually settled on the ring. I was so happy. Like, I left the ring store in tears of just how happy I was. It was one of the best days of my life, knowing that we ordered a ring. It was gold. The diamond came from a Canadian mine, so...
And that's actually part of the... So really what happened is we went in that day, we looked for a ring. Kiara found one that she really, really liked. And then we talked about the diamond with the guy at the store. And really we were kind of set on, we really wanted a Canadian diamond. So in order for us to get a Canadian diamond, we'd probably have to wait. Mm-hmm. So we had set up the idea that, okay, we were going to get the Canadian diamond, we put in the order, and then it was just really a waiting game. So at that point, we just thought, okay, we'll wait whenever the ring comes in. Kiara always told me, she's like, whenever the ring comes in, just like hide it in the condo somewhere.
No, hold on.
No?
I said when the ring comes in, so we put the order in November of 2010. And my 30th birthday was that following, the following year, April. So that was probably the time around our ring would come. So I was just like, when you get the ring, we'll get it together, hide it in the condo somewhere, and then for my 30th birthday, just
pop out of a cake
or something
with a ring
and propose. You know, I was just like, I'm turning 30. I'm sure he'll give me the ring formally on that day. So
really at this point, we had placed the order for the ring, and what I started to think in my head was, okay, I know Kiara's just saying, we'll get the ring and then have it in the condo and then we'll, figure it out, or maybe on my birthday you'll surprise me. So I started thinking of things I wanted to do to actually surprise her and kind of catch her off guard. So what I had done was, I work for a technology company, Kiara might have mentioned before, and sometimes we do conferences. So over the years, I've always told Kiara, we have this conference or we might have that conference coming up. And a lot of times I would always just kind of make up stuff with the idea that I'm thinking down the road that when I do eventually propose to her, I want it to be a fake conference. I would get her the idea that how can I get her somewhere without her knowing what was going on.
So I think in January you started
I think
to
it was even
play
earlier.
mind games.
Maybe even December. We always chat on Gmail at work. That's how we do.
Secrets out.
Oh yeah. So what we would do is we would chat, and then one time in the chat I would be like,
I think it was in the new year. So
I think it was actually in December, late December is when I first kind of.
Oh right. Yeah, so we placed the ring order in November, and then I think like just around the holidays.
Yeah, I would start, just casually in conversation, say, you know what, I think that there's a conference coming up sometime in the new year. It's going to be in the city, and I might have to present at the conference. And I would just say stuff like that, and then I would let it go. And maybe a week would go by or 2 weeks would go by, and then I would just kind of drop a little more stuff in. I would say, oh, it sounds like at the conference, yes, I'm presenting, but it looks like spouses will also be able to come. There may be some type of gala going on. There will be a dinner afterwards, and you can join us, right? So it's pretty funny, because Kiara's getting pretty nervous at this point, because at this point, she knows a few people from my work, but she hasn't met, like, the owner of my company, the
big
boss.
cheese, like the big boss of the company. And, I really wanted to present myself well. I wanted to look very nice and, represent my lover at his work conference that I would be attending with the other partners and spouses. So I think. So
that's kind of, this is going on, like, just so you know, this happens, so this goes on for a couple of months.
A couple of months.
Where I'm kind of on chat, or I'd come home and I'd talk to her, be like, you know what, it sounds like, yeah, I have to present the conference. You're definitely able to join me for the conference. You can actually even watch me present. And I would fake nervous and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be so nerve-wracking in front of 100 people, 150 people, blah, blah, blah. And
I'm thinking nothing of it. And in the back of my head, I was just like, yay, we've got the ring coming sometime soon. Also, that that holiday or that December, I ended up having to go to the hospital, and then bang, found out that I had endometriosis. So there was a lot on my mind during that whole time. So Jason talking about a work conference was just like nothing to me. I mean, it was just like, yeah, that's very normal for Jason to travel a lot and do work conferences. It didn't even faze me that he was planning this fake work conference.
So this is where it gets pretty good. So,
okay, so
in January, we end up getting, I think we were going to Las Vegas, and when we were at the airport, we got a call from the ring guy telling us that, hey, I got the diamond you're looking for, I've got the ring, and we were really, really excited at that point. I remember when we got the call, we were pretty happy that they found the ring for us. So we said, okay, when we get back, we'll come in, we'll meet with you, and we'll talk about the ring, and we'll get Kiara all sized up, everything's ready to go. So we got back from the trip, we went and met with the ring guy, Kiara got her sizing done, everything looked great. And it was, they said, okay, what we're going to do, they showed us the diamond at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, showed us everything, and they said, okay, you know what, it'll be ready in a few weeks from now.
That was January, so by March, the ring should be ready. So I was just like, yeah! I was like, it's totally before my birthday. Just, hun, do it on my 30th. Do it on my birthday, April.
Yeah. So at that point, we obviously we knew now it was coming in March. And then what we did, the same thing goes on. And then this point, I really started to play up the conference. I said, okay, for sure, I know it's a date. I know when the date is in March. And at this point, we didn't know exactly the end of the ring date, like the date that we actually would get the ring. So afterwards, when we left the store, I actually sent the ring guy an email individually, and I said, listen, whenever you get the ring in and it's officially ready, let me know, because I'm telling Kiara that there's this conference going on. I want to be able to give her the official date for the conference. I want to be able to pick up the ring ahead of time. And then I want you to tell her to send us an individual email that I'll write up saying that the ring's going to be in a couple weeks after the conference. So at that point, everything's kind of set. And now it's just a matter of, I really just had fun with it.
It was just
at
a
this
matter
point,
of playing mind games.
I'd come home with like fake conference passes,
and
I was like, you got to see what I got to wear for the conference. Doesn't this look all 1990s, all retro?
He told me
I did a lot of lying. I felt bad.
He did a lot of lying. He was so detailed oriented and sneaky, girls, that he would tell me where the hotel, like where the work conference was taking place in a hotel in the city. He told me the time. He drafted up emails pretending that his boss had wrote to him saying, okay, Jason, this is the itinerary for the week. And Jason would forward it to me saying, hey, hon, you've got to be here on this day. It was like Saturday
March 5th.
Saturday, March 5th at this time. So, I'm working away at work, and we're, chatting through Gmail. I was like, well, that's great. Okay, hon, that's great.
And it was pretty funny. Like, it got really out of hand. I'm not going to lie, ladies.
It did.
It got pretty out of hand. So at some points, like, I had a fake PowerPoint presentation, and I would come home, and I'd be, like, working on the fake PowerPoint presentation for the conference, and I'd be, Kiara, like, you need to help me. I need to run through the presentation. And she'd be like correcting me, and you'd be like, you need to enunciate.
Oh yeah, like he would come home and he drafted this fake PowerPoint presentation, and he's just like, okay, how do I say it this way? And I was like, boy, you need to practice more, because you are going to be presenting apparently in front of like hundreds of people, and you're only practicing for like 20 minutes a night. I was just like, oh my God, you're going to totally make a fool out of yourself. So, but here's the thing, is that I go to bed around like 9:30.
On a good night.
Yeah, on a good night. With my endo, it's just like I zonk out pretty early with fatigue. Yay! So,